to the floor, hey, we gon' dance. And when we get there, best believe we gonna do a two-step. Ain't no drama in here, so don't stress. Step to the right, then side to the left. Yeah, I'm in love with the nightlife. When we're in the limelight, makes me feel like everything is gonna be alright. I'm in love with the nightlife. When we're in the limelight, makes me feel like everything is gonna be alright.
Good evening and welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a great Monday and hopefully we can make it a little bit better for you. Tonight we are back with the latest in sports, fashion, movie reviews, and the best indie music out there. Then we welcome a very talented artist. His name is Big Don Bino. He has a new project coming out called Incarcerated. So learn more about him and hear some of his music later on in the show. Then the Hot Topics, we're breaking down everything from the Kanye West to Nick Cannon, I guess drama. Cardi B, they're saying that she might perform at the NFL Super Bowl, but she has some stipulations. All that and much more. Bill Cosby went to trial today to find out what his sentences will be. Just a lot going on, and we'll be weighing in on it all. Now listen, I want to remind you all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, and of course our official website, thestephennightshow.com. When we come back, Hot Topics, right back after this.
Never felt like this before. This life feels incredible. Together we can do anything. So eternal feels like infinity. Baby, I run till the end of time just to have you in my life. Never let go. Give me your hand, come grab a hold. Let me touch you right to your soul. Let's do it together, make it last forever. Let's let it be for all eternity. Till the ends of the earth, I will follow you, girl. I'll love you forever, forever, forever. Till the ends of the earth, I will follow you, girl. Many girls have come and they have gone, but no one compares to you alone. Yeah. So baby, I'm trying to make you see our future feels like a fantasy. No doubt this love is here to stay, and I know you feel the same way. Never let go. Give me your hand, come grab a hold. Let me touch you right to your soul. Let's do it together, make it last forever. Let's let it be for all eternity. Till the ends of the earth, I will follow you, girl. Girl, I'll love you forever, forever, forever. Till the ends of the earth, I will follow you, girl. Day I felt to be everything you thought you'd ever need. I love you forever, I love you forever. Girl, I love you forever. I promise I'll always be true, 'cause can't nobody do it like you. I love you forever, I love you forever. Girl, I love you forever. I love you forever. Never let go. Give me your hand, come grab a hold. Let me touch you right to your soul. Let's do it together, make it last forever. Let's let it be for all eternity. Till the ends of the earth, I will follow you, girl. You'll love you forever, forever, forever. Till the ends of the earth, I will follow
music machine. Lyrics. We gon' eat the most. Point game, if we trail, at least we keep it close. Sipping toast, sipping in moderation. It was written in a proclamation. My obligation to the fairest the will. Give food for thought till they cherish the meal. Swerve it and pill. Chicks, notice the squad. I ain't talking foreign exchange when I study abroad. Know the facade. Got us lunching up an Olive Garden. Talking about portfolios and profit margins. We done finally reached the pinnacle. Without compromising the principles. Life good, overseas, different interviews. Back then, used to do it for the minimal. We done finally reached the pinnacle. Without compromising the principles. Life good, overseas, different interviews. Back then, used to do it for the minimal. Deep slumber, sleep till we see numbers. In the vision, seen it like Steve Wonder. Each summer hit a monetary apex. Lifestyle's much more than having safe sex. Strategic talks, dudes who don't pay chess. That's starving, only getting a taste test. Hood thesaurus, finish wines imported. Learn the game from ballers that stay scoreless. Rap my, we paint portraits. Spitting riddles like we socially awkward. Pyrex jaws to the corporate office. Catapulted movements was flawless. We about to take a sabbatical. Got the brand, the crown's just collateral. We patrolling different avenues. Life's a bitch, used to wanna marry you. Look, it's kinda hard to think practical. Think it's simple to new rational. Lack of aptitude, now me down the Georgia Shore. Authoritative, if you spill it, then it's word be law. Coded language, shit you never heard before. Verbal onslaught, like what do you wanna hurt me for? Dig, I'm a lyrical enthusiast. Mumble rap, me these niggas with a crucifix. We used to listen with exuberance. Think they bars coming from a lack of tutelage. Throwing jabs like a pugilist. Not the best, I suggest you go review your list. We done finally reached the pinnacle. Without compromising the principles. Life good, overseas, different interviews. Back then, used to do it for the minimal. We done finally reached the pinnacle. Without compromising the principles. Life good, overseas, different interviews. Back then, used to do it for the minimal.
We're finally here.
Talk to him, K.
We're finally here.
Boy, lyrics, man. K back the music and shit.
We're finally here.
Oh, wow. Feeling this.
We're finally here.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what's going on, man? It's your boy A-Risk. Patron, the single's out right now. DJ Magic, Hollywood Play, and y'all listen to the Stephen Knight Show, man. Keep it locked.
Welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. Welcome back. Chicken, how's it going?
What's up? How are you?
I cannot complain. Miss Parker is actually out today. We had a friend whose mother unfortunately passed away last week. Miss Parker went to the funeral over the weekend in Alabama. And then tonight's the woman's her birthday, so her and some friends kind of gathered around her just to be with her, during this time. So our thoughts with you, Deidre. We love you and praying for your family and your strength. And Miss Parker, thank you for going out there. All right. So how was your weekend, GK?
My weekend was good. I worked. I actually, I'll talk to you about it in movie reviews, but I didn't go to the movies. But I am not void of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take care of them in movie reviews. But yeah, I just chilled weekend. The weather was sucky here. I did go out on Saturday and meet up with some college buddies that I haven't seen in probably some double-digit years. So it was good to catch up. Seems like old times. We had fun.
That's awesome. What about you, Aaron? How was your weekend?
My weekend was all right. Nothing exciting. Studied, as I always do.
Sounds like
Watched
fun.
A little bit of of football, and yeah, that's about it.
All right. Yeah, my weekend was a chill weekend for me. I didn't go anywhere, which is usually not the case. So it's good that I was able to have just some time just to chill out. A few friends came over throughout the weekend, but I didn't really do much. So it's good to be back here tonight. So our question of the day is, if you were famous, what would you want to be famous for? Chike?
Probably my sense of humor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Aaron?
Oh man, let's see, guys. Oh man, I'm a pretty boring person, so maybe for being boring, I don't know. I'm not very famous-y type. I don't have that personality,
Right.
that niche type of thing. Like I can't sing, I can't dance. I don't think I have a personality that would emote.
Hey, Aaron, how about your legal mind? How about your legal mind?
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah. Okay, there. Thank you.
Being a top attorney. Yeah.
I could have a court show. There we go. Thank you, Chike. Yeah. Yeah. Chike, see, boy, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Thank you. My legal mind, my brilliant legal mind. That's my answer. That's it.
All right.
What about you, Steven?
I want to be famous for my music and possibly this show. You know what I mean? Be famous for those things. So, but yeah. So tweet us at Steven Knight Show or Steven Knight Show SHO and let us know if you were famous. What would you want to be famous for? All right. So hot topics. Here we go. So I don't know if you saw it on Friday. Kanye West made a rant, which he kind of called out Nick Cannon, Drake, and Tyson Beckford. So pretty much it all started. Nick Cannon did an interview. I'm getting to he did an interview, and the interviewer asked him if he thought that Drake had smashed Kim Kardashian. Nick responded. Now, mind you, Nick and Kim used to date back in the day. He said that's not a far off concept. He says he thinks that Drake has something over the Kardashian family. He said He said that he feels like the Kardashian, like we don't want him to talk about it, so we kind of fall back to Drake because someone made reference that Drake did have sex with Kim Kardashian. Anyway, so this got to Kanye, and Kanye made a video where in the video he says, first of all, I want to address Nick Cannon. I understand that you used to date my wife, but you get an interview, don't mention my wife. If someone brings up my wife, you say, no one's going to tell him what and how to answer any questions he's asked. He said that, if you know how to reach me, so you didn't have to put this on Instagram, you could have hit me up directly. He said, but since you want to make this public, I'm doing it public. He also came back and said that he invited Kanye to come back on his Wild and Out show for their 200th episode. In the video, I forgot to mention, Kanye he called out Tyson Beckford and Drake, who he feels have made gold jabs, throughout the years. What are your thoughts on all of them? Yeah. What were you saying, Chika?
I'm just saying, I saw a post somebody put up this weekend, and they were referencing people that was talking about their significant other.
Right.
And it went something like, you used to be with, but I'm here now. Mm-hmm. Why can't you just accept that and just be content? I mean,
right.
I don't understand. It's childish. You all have too much money to be worried about this kind of stuff.
Right.
Balance the books or something. I don't know. This is crazy.
Do you think that is if Nick Cannon or anyone who's dated Kim, if they're asked about her in an interview, should they respond?
I mean, isn't she a public figure? They are in show business. If someone's having an interview, that means someone is interested in their life. It would kind of be a little I know how I would feel if someone came on the Stephen Knight show and we wanted to get some dirt and you didn't give it to us. I would feel appalled. Like, you came on the show to talk. Why not? It's a part of it's entertainment. Why not?
Yeah. What do you
and
thought?
You shouldn't have been making moves about things embarrassing to you if you didn't want them to get out. Just saying.
What? What about you, Aaron? What are your thoughts?
This is so high school, man. This is some it's stupid. Like, this is just so stupid. Like, just the more that I think about this stuff, man, it's so, with what's really like, there's so much more important stuff going on in the world, and this shit is just so stupid. Especially, these people are fathers with, they have children.
Right.
They have daughters. They have some, like, this. Come on, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It is. This is, and then for Nick should be able to answer any question that is asked of him. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Whether it's somebody else's wife or whatever. Especially since he had a relationship with her before Kanye.
Yeah.
And everybody's seen her. I mean, we've all seen her naked. Like this. We all. Anyway.
We've seen her at work.
Just to show you how asinine this is. Just to show you how asinine this is.
So
Think about the last time that we had someone speak ill about someone's wife. We soon after that lost two of the greatest rappers that ever came in this country, and that's Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah, it's true.
Stupid. For what? Why are they gone?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just they need to go rise above this petty, cliquey.
Election day is coming up. Let's work on getting the lunatic out.
Yeah, getting people to vote.
Right.
Yeah, I think that if Nick should be able to say whatever he wants to say in interviews. The only way I would think it would be kind of shady if they were friends. Him and Kanye were friends, because then Yes. But if not, I mean, he really didn't say anything bad about her. You know what I mean? And she still posts nude pictures, or we can revealing pictures on Instagram all the time. So she kind of,
I think, made it worse. Like,
yeah.
He actually, whenever he made an issue of it and posted it on social media, that to me okay. If I'm really serious about my wife and I feel like she's being disrespected, I'm not gonna put that on social media. I'm gonna reach out to the person who
Right.
feel as disrespect her privately, as adults grown men should do. Reach out via a phone call. Let's have lunch, something. Let's kind of squash this. But I'm not gonna put it on social media, because to me that means that you want attention from it. Like,
Right.
You want us to be talking about it, which we are.
And the interesting thing is, if he never made that video, I would have never known Nick had that interview. I never know Nick had that interview, so I don't know.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. Well, it was announced last week that Maroon 5, they're doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl that will be in Atlanta this year, or next year. I'm sorry. And so a lot of people were kind of upset with that decision, because they feel like, there are a lot of artists that have come out of Atlanta and they're successful. They should have brought some of those people back, since it's here in Atlanta. Well, they picked Maroon 5. Well, now they're saying that Cardi B is in negotiations to perform her song with Maroon 5, Girls Like You. But there's under one condition. She gets her own set as well to perform. And the reason why she's saying that is because she has a lot of gigs coming up in February around the time of the Super Bowl. And, she wants to make sure she gets the best offer.
That's right.
What are your thoughts?
I love it. I mean, what does she have to lose? She's a brand new artist who her whole situation is a come up. So she has nothing to lose. Nothing. Go for it, Cardi. I hope they give it to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bad, Cardi.
And the thing is, when you are negotiating, you always go after more than what you really want, so you can get what you want. So she's smart for doing that. Her team's smart for that.
Brilliant girl.
Yeah.
Brilliant woman, I should say. I'm sorry. She's not a girl, woman. Brilliant woman.
Yeah.
Brilliant business woman. Very savvy.
All right. Well, let's take a quick. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But as far as with, Cardi B, cool. Okay, I'm about to stutter it. Give me a second. Maroon 5. Oh, I didn't stutter. It took me a second. All right. I like them. Some of their songs are kind of cool. I just don't. Okay, this reminds me of, was it Coldplay that was at the Super Bowl?
I think, yeah.
A few years back.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? And,
yeah.
And who saved that halftime show? Beyonce and Bruno Mars.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
They're going to need to pull out Luda, Usher, TLC, something. Escape. I don't know, something like they're going to. Hey, okay, this is what I personally, if I was doing it, this is what I would have. T.I., Luda, and Cardi. Cardi would. But make it an Atlanta thing. T.I., Luda, like get those heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Usher, if you can do it, yeah.
Sierra.
Yeah. But
what channel is the Super Bowl on again?
Isn't it Fox?
Is it Fox?
It might be. I don't know. It's Fox, CBS,
one of those, yeah.
One of those. But okay, here's why I'm definitely going for T.I. first and foremost. Luda is great. Usher's great. Luda was not born in Atlanta, nor was he raised in Atlanta. Usher was not born in Atlanta. He's born in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Luda's from Chicago. T.I. is born and raised in Atlanta, at ATL down. He should definitely be on that stage, in my view. He has the pedigree. He has the hits. This man is the king of the South. Come on. Like, they don't have T.I. Oh, man. Anyway, all right. That's who I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm sure
Cardi B and whoever else.
I'm sure they're gonna switch things up. I'm sure Maroon 5 will keep it, but I'm sure they'll, like you said, they have to bring out other people.
Bring T.I.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that they come on.
Well, we'll see what happens in February. But let's take a quick break. We'll come back with more hot topics right back after this.
I just lost my grandma and my girlfriend acting up. Drama all day, man, I'm feeling I'm trying to be a man, a really good man. But the more I try, seems I'm running out of luck. Come and pray with me. Yeah, come and pray with me. Yeah, come and pray with me. Yeah, come and pray with me. Yeah. Taught me respect, no matter what, respect. Live life with no regrets. Love and spoil your mother. Love and protect your sister. Live life, don't be up and pray with me. Yeah, come and pray with me. Come and pray with me. Come and pray with me. Yeah. If when I get in, it's time to stop. If when I get in, it's time to stop. Lost my grandma and my girlfriend acting up. Drama all day, man, I'm feeling I'm trying to be a man, a really good man. But the more I try, seems I'm running out of luck. Come and pray with me. Yeah, come and pray with me. Yeah, come and pray with me. Yeah, come and pray with me. Goals. I pray you live life true. I pray you see the sunshine every day. I pray you get to where you wanna get every day. I pray you dream, yeah. We gotta hustle, yeah. We can't be poor, yeah. We got mouths to feed. We gotta hustle, 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 hustle every day. We don't give up, yeah. We got that power, yeah. Yeah, everybody, yeah. I just
time getting to know some things. Yeah, major vibes, you're playing my favorite keys. Yeah, on my mind, I got you on repeat. Yeah, day and night, you're singing your song for me. I haven't loved somebody, gave somebody my time, it flew right by me. Love somebody, touch somebody, so right, you crept up on me. Love somebody, gave somebody my mind, you drive me crazy. Love somebody, touch somebody, so bright. You could be my sofa, baby, sofa. I'll call you my sofa, baby, sofa. You could be my sofa, baby, sofa. I'll call you my sofa, baby, sofa. You could be. Take your time. There's no need to rush this thing. Yeah, makes in my bones down deep. I haven't loved somebody, gave somebody my time, it flew right by me. Love somebody, touch somebody, so right, you crept up on me. Love somebody, gave somebody my mind, you drive me crazy. Love somebody, touch somebody, so right. You could be my sofa, baby, sofa. I'll call you my sofa, baby, sofa. You could be my sofa, baby, sofa. I'll call you my sofa, baby, Tell me how you like it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you like it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you like to sing. Scream it till the heavy break. Be my sofa, sofa, baby. Be my sofa, baby. You could be my sofa, baby. Sofa, I'll call you my sofa, baby.
His wife of 50 years, Camille, was noticeably absent. Now, Cosby was released on $1 million bail in order to remain in his home until sentencing. The 80-year-old is facing a maximum of 10 years in prison for each charge, but could receive nothing more than probation. As reported, he was found guilty for 3 counts of aggravated incident assault. The jury of 7 men and 5 women deliberated for a full day before convicting Cosby of drugging and molesting Adrian Constant in 2004 at his home. The trial lasted 13 days and included arguments and testimony from Constant and 5 other women who claimed they were also drugged and sexually assaulted by Cosby, whose June 2017 trial ended in a mistrial because the jury had not had 2 guilty holdouts. Now, the TMZ broke the story. Cosby, who was blind, could get special treatment in prison because of his special needs. He could also get aid from one or more of the Department of Corrections' 500 trained peer support specialists who served as guides during the acclimation to prison life, or they help you with that transition to acclimate. But not everyone wants it to be easy for him to get acclimated when he goes to jail. Now, there was a big debate today in court over Cosby being deemed a violent sexual predator. His attorneys are challenging the label and want a doctor to testify on his behalf, but that might mean delaying the sentence until tomorrow. The judge was not happy about that, reportedly, but has yet to rule. What are your thoughts? Do you want to see Bill Cosby go to jail?
I have to put my personal aside. The man was found guilty in the court of law. So on paper, in the court of law, he did what they said he did.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be a sentence made for what he did. Now, due to his age and his health condition, me personally, I would not send that man to jail.
Mm-hmm.
I think that as far as life is concerned, I think that they have really taken a toll on him, like everything that he's been through, and the fact that he's disgraced.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in his 80s. Like, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What about you, Aaron?
Well, this is this is personal. Like, this is, I mean, he's like my grandfather. I mean, we have the same last name. No relation that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
Could be, we could be family, but still, that Cosby name is tarnished. It's tarnished. Like, man, I used to get by with some stuff being a Cosby man, but now it's like, oh, Cosby. It's different. It's definitely different. That being said, let me put my personal to the side also. And should he have to pay for his crime? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why we have a legal system. I mean, if you're found guilty by your peers, then you have to then you got to do it. Now, he's blind. Yeah, man, I hate to say this. He should serve some time. He should.
Mm-hmm.
Now, should he serve 30 years or something? No, of course not. 10? No. I don't even think 5 years. I don't. Maybe 6 months, a year, tops. I don't think any more than a year.
Yeah. I think it's hard for all of us because if you grew up watching the Cosby Show, this was America's dad. You know what I mean? Especially for the African American community, because we never saw any professional, doctors that were portrayed by black people. But unfortunately, because he did do these things, he did them for a very long time. You know what I mean? And got away with it, and ruined lives. Because people who are impacted by sexual trauma, that goes on with them for a long time. So,
you know what? I'm sorry,
go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I was going to say, I want to change that, though. Let me up it a little bit, because from what I have been reading, and I forgot to mention this, he's been a little arrogant with regards to
Yeah.
So, nah, bruh, I don't care if you're 80, 85. No, you need to serve more than a year. I'm going to say 24 to 30 months, 2 to 2.5 years. Yeah. In prison, not in house arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Prison.
Yeah, I don't know what
big boy.
I think if it was someone else that was 80 and that had done this, they'd be going to jail like an everyday person.
Exactly.
My only problem is
if this was somebody else. Yeah.
My only problem is what they're going to do with Harvey Weinstein and some of these other white guys who have done this. I haven't seen none of them going to trial yet. You know what I mean?
They moved quick on Bill, didn't they?
Yeah, that's my only problem.
And not to mention, they lobbied to get a law change so they could go after him.
Right.
Because remember, the first time they took it to court, it was out of jurisdiction, or they couldn't press the charges on him because I think that the statute of limitations
yeah.
had ran out. So then they went and changed the law so they could get him.
Mm-hmm.
There is a personal vendetta aspect to this.
Yeah.
It's definitely there, some personal thing here. Now, as far as with the Harvey Weinstein situation, he could be going to court soon.
Well, I need to see it.
It's
because he was more powerful than Bill Cosby, and he did just as bad.
We do know that Bill Cosby didn't just go to court like this. These charges were brought years and years ago, and initially he it was under civil. It was a civil case which he was found guilty, and he paid Andrea Constant like
millions of dollars.
I don't know what the settlement was, but $3 million, $5 million, whatever. It was in the millions. It was then everybody thought it was pretty much done. It was over. It was a wrap. And then just like what Chike said, they changed the laws and the statute of limitations changed, and then they brought him up on the criminal case.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Well, I'm not just
feel isn't fair. It's like, okay, if he had already went to court, found guilty, paid restitution, if you will, and why are we here again? Because these are two different charges.
Mm-hmm.
Criminal one was civil, where he had to pay money.
Right.
The other one's criminal, where he has to pay with time.
Right. No, I get that. I'm just saying they need to start moving on some of the other cases too. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, right. But the Harvey Weinstein, come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Go hop to it, chop. Yeah.
And this is one of the top we were talking about, but we were talking about Lou, what's his name? Julie Chan's husband?
Who? Oh,
Moonves. Lou Moonves. He he stepped down because Les Moonves. He stepped down because similar things he had done 30 years ago. And everybody was kind of, last week we talked about whether or not we thought Julie was going to stay on the talk because they talk about women's issues and whatnot. And the cast already come out in support of her, but they also said that obviously there's something wrong with him of all these women coming out. Well, she did step down last week. She quit the talk, and she's staying on Big Brother. Big Brother trying to talk about anything personal. But yeah, just kind of point that out because we talked about it last week. Well, remember the officer Amber Geyer, who killed the black guy. She's a white woman. She killed a black guy who was in his apartment. Boham Jean thought she was in the wrong apartment or something, and he was an intruder, whatever. Well, she has been fired.
Pronounced John, by the way.
John, okay. Thank you for that. She was terminated today for engaging in adverse conduct. She was charged for manslaughter, but they terminated her. There's no word on whether she will be tried for gunning down John in September 6th in his apartment. And people aren't really happy that she's just been fired. They want to see, what happens, if they're going to convict her. Because one thing that it felt like the media and the police were trying to do, or especially the Dallas police, they were trying to tarnish his name, even though she killed him, tarnish his name, saying he had drugs in the house. Regardless of that, you came in his house and killed him. You know what I mean? So no one cares what kind of drugs he had, whatever. Everyone thought he was a nice guy from what people that knew him said. What are your thoughts on her being terminated, and do you think that she will be charged or tried?
Well, I find it refreshing that a cop is held accountable for one of these senseless murders. Mm-hmm. But don't you think it's a bit ironic that it's a female?
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you got the guys never go.
Exactly.
Why is she going to jail? Because she's a woman, and I'm not, I'm not picking sides. I'm just looking at it with different eyes. It's like, okay, you threw us a bone, but you threw a woman. That's the bone. All these killings that have been happening, all these Anglo-Saxon hetero white men are going around killing black men, and nothing happens to them.
Right.
But this woman does it. Okay, she's going to jail.
Well, no, she got fired. She even going to jail yet. She got fired.
Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry. She got fired. But yeah, like the other ones get to keep their jobs. They get moved around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And also it's interesting that she has been charged, but okay, she was charged, but but we don't have.
And the charge though, manslaughter. Manslaughter.
I know, which is interesting. But there's no video, but she gets charged. But when we have video evidence, and people still don't get charged.
That's true.
Isn't that funny? Also, like there's evidence that we see with our own eyes of unarmed black people being shot by the police.
Yeah.
Running away unarmed, and they get shot, and they get away with it. But she was in it. It took for a cop to actually be off duty and breaking and entering into someone else's home for her to be charged with manslaughter, which I think is actually a weak charge. It should be, in my view, at least second.
At least second degree. Yep.
Degree at least. But it just goes to tell you, man, like our lives are not valued. Like you breaking into somebody's home and you get.
You kill them, right? Exactly.
You kill them in their house.
You get a manslaughter charge if you're riding down the street and a child jumps in front of your car and you accidentally kill that child.
Yeah, exactly.
You get manslaughter for that. This situation where there was intent to go into someone else's dwelling and then you kill them.
Yeah.
Ask me, that sounds like premeditated murder.
Yeah.
And I'm not buying this. Oh, I was tired. I was working 14 hours. No.
Right.
Not buying it at all. Sorry. And I thought it was a mom. No. Not buying it.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Tell that to somebody else. Not here. So, anyway.
All right. Well, our last topic. So, at the New York City premiere of her new Netflix movie, Nappily Ever After, Sanaa Lathan took some time discussing working in a not-so-friendly atmosphere of the Hollywood while talking about the new film. She said, just coming up in the business, I had been treated so horribly by some women that you may know. I won't call any names, she said. But when you're working with someone who's just maybe a little bit older than you, she said, I'm the older one now, you don't expect to get competition and jealousy and weird vibes on set. And I was very hurt very early in my career by a couple of different women. Now, she did, however, appreciate relationships that she has with actresses such as co-star Lynn Whitfield, who she calls a light. You can tell that she's so beautiful inside and out. Sanaa Lathan added, with a career spanning over 20 years and working side by side with some Hollywood A-listers and actresses, can you see how that can be the case? You know, you're the new one coming in, and then some of the vets or people who may be intimidated by you treat you horrible on set. What are your thoughts on that?
It happens. I mean, that's facts.
Yeah.
Hashtag facts. This is the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, and this has been happening since the beginning of the Hollywood days. You know, out with the old and with the new. I mean, we've heard this story over and over and over again.
Yeah.
What was that? The show that was on with what was it? The feud between Joan Crawford and Betty Davis. I mean, that was kind of the same thing. The cattiness, the jealousy. You know, these are actresses. They want the spotlight. Everybody wants to be the main girl.
Yeah.
And it I mean, also, if we can talk about something that just happened recently, you know, people like are still mentioning the whole Patty
and Aretha,
that had been going on forever, and it's true. They had beef. Like, there's actual video evidence of like they.
I think people blew up their situation more than really what it was.
Yeah. Who did? What happened?
I think the media blew that out of proportion. About Aretha and Patty.
Oh no, because there's video evidence of Miss Franklin. I mean, there are numerous video evidence proof of Miss Franklin kind of giving Miss Patty the cold shoulder.
Yeah. Well, one thing they didn't show. Remember when she was performing at the White House, and that where she kind of brushed by her and kept walking. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. Well, what they didn't show was after she performed, she ran over to Patty and gave her a hug. So what she said was she didn't even see Patty LaBelle when she was coming out.
That's called statement. Hey, Miss Franklin, rest in peace. Rest in peace. My God, love for you, but come on. I mean,
I don't know.
I know. I think it's hilarious. Like, I'm not knocking it. I think that it just shows that these women are human. That they have emotions, and feelings, and they don't have to like each other sometime, and then next minute they love each other. I grew up with my mom, and she is one of 7 women.
Oh Lord.
6 aunts, and they're all close in age, so I've seen it. All the drama, the different cliques within the sisterhood. It's like the Braxtons. It's just one sister don't like the other one. The next minute, then that sister does, and I mean it's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a woman thing or not, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
Well, that's our hot topics. Aaron, thanks for joining us tonight. Chica, we'll see you in movie reviews, and we'll see Aaron in sports, of course. But we'll have a great week. We're right back after this, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right.
Moving, girl, I wanna talk to you. You drive me crazy. Just let me know what else I can do to come for you. What you drinking? Patron shots all around. What I'm thinking now, what I'm thinking, damn sinking. One shot ain't gon' hurt you, so I told her wait, I'll bring more rounds. Patron, girl, I heard you. Keep taking shots till we fall out. They don't deserve you. Keep your flight, we can ball out. I'll be the first to show you what good vibes is all. I can't wait to get you home. Keep on pouring shots of Patron, whatever. Bartender, bring me more Patron, whatever. We'll pass out on the floor. Patron. Some flicks, you can sit with the stars. They know what we sip when we get to the bar. She wanna dance it wine like she won't live tomorrow. Girl, when I'm with you, we living life with no care now. Girl, it won't hurt you. Hop in the ride, let your head down. You got some nerve to be looking so good, girl, you stand out. I see the thirst too, but those other guys can't compare. I can't wait to get you home. Keep on pouring shots of Patron, whatever. Bartender, bring me more Patron, whatever. We'll pass out on the floor. Patron, whatever. Patron, whatever. You can take a trip to the big homie yacht. They know what we sip when we get to the bar. You could take a trip, you could take a trip, you could take a trip to the big homie yacht. They know what we sip, they know what we sip, they know what we sip when we get to the bar. You can't take me, yeah. They know what we, yeah. You could take a trip, you could take a trip to the big homie yacht. They know what we sip, they know what we sip, they know what we sip when we get to the bar. Patron, whatever. Bartender,
that ghetto love. That ghetto love. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. Take me away from the cares of this world. No worries, no problems, because I'm your girl. That ghetto love. Ghetto love, ghetto love. Take me away from the cares of this world. No worries, no problems, because I'm your girl. That ghetto love. Ghetto love, ghetto love. Ghetto love. In the ghetto. 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 In the ghetto.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the First Lady Faith Evans, and you're listening to the Stephen Knight Show.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Our next guest is a native of Washington, D.C., who recently signed a distribution deal with Roc Nation. He's making major moves in the industry, and tonight he joins us to tell us more. Please help me welcome the very talented Big Don Bino. Welcome to the show.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So listen, for those who living under rock haven't heard about you, tell us a little bit about your background and kind of who you are as an artist.
I'm from D.C. Named Big Don Bino. You know, I got my own label. You know, Only the Dons Entertainment. You know, just trying to make a name, trying to uplift the city. You know, from where I come from, trying to bring the city up.
So how did growing up with the video 10 Band Brick that went viral? I mean, over 1.2 million views on World Star Hip Hop. When you put that out there, I mean, and you saw those numbers, what were you thinking?
I mean, it was unreal. You know, like
yeah.
It's something I always thought would happen, but it's something you want to happen, but you never really know if it is going to happen. You know.
Yeah. So I know the one thing, you're a self-taught and self-made hip-hop artist as well as an entrepreneur artist. Why is it so important for you to be self-taught and to also not only just be the artist but also be an entrepreneur?
You always want to be your own boss. You know. You know, you always want to work for yourself. You know, so that's always something. You know, you look at it like I named the Jay-Z's and the Diddy's.
Yeah.
The Birdman and the Master P's, all them successful dudes, man. You know, they their own boss. They own their own stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you got that distribution deal with Roc Nation, that was crazy. How did that all go down?
Yeah. It was just working. I told my manager about a year and a half ago, and I just told him, like, man, you know, I want to do something different. You know, I wasn't really into my music like I was, but I had it in my mind, like, you know, I needed to get away from the stuff that I was doing.
Right.
So he just basically told me, like, man, you do this and do that. Gave me a list of things to take care of, and he was like, man, we should have had no problem with getting you a deal. You know, I did everything he told me to do, and we here.
Yeah, most definitely. Congratulations on that. And I read that all your songs are personal and are driven by your own story. So how do you go about knowing what what to put out there and what to keep to yourself and what can cross over into a hot song?
It's just something when you know.
Right.
Like 10 by Brick, it was something that when I did that, I kind of knew. Once I heard the beat, first of all, I just knew like that this could be the one, you know. And then once I did the song, it was the reaction I got from everybody in the studio was like, yeah, this the song.
That's it. That's the one. So what changed for you as an artist when you got that 1.2 million views? What changed for you?
The followers.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
Like,
which is
so
huge.
Many people. Like I used to get on my live and stuff. I probably had 50 followers on my live and stuff. If I'm lucky, you know what I'm saying? Now I get on this. It's 500, 1,000 or better, you know. Like, it's just different now.
Yeah, they say you about to be a household name. You about to be a household name. And so you're working on your highly anticipated new project, Incarcerated. Tell us about that.
It just basically, you know, it's real. It's about my life. You know, I dropped a mixtape in December called Indicted. You know, and that was about a case I was going through. And now, you know, Incarcerated, the album, is basically, you know, the sequel to that, you know.
Right.
Like what I'm going through right now, you know.
Yeah, most definitely. What has been the most difficult thing breaking into the industry? You know, obviously you put a lot of your life and your history into it, you know what I mean? But what's been the most challenging thing, and now that you see it's what kind of actually helped you get to where you are today?
The most challenging thing, just like you said, getting to where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially coming from DC, it's a hard market to break into.
It really
you know,
is,
like you don't get a lot of love in DC. You know, like I can't say you don't get a lot of love no more, because you know the city love me.
It's changed now.
So, yeah, it's changed. Like it's crazy.
Right.
But that was the hardest thing, just getting that following, just finding something that's gonna make everybody gravitate towards you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the hardest thing.
So when people listen to your music, right, what is it that you want them to take away from it? What's the takeaway? What do you want them to know about you as an artist?
I'm versatile and you know, like shoot, I'm a regular person like everybody else. Like if I could do it, they could do it. You know, like I done been through it all. Like, you know, like I make songs about my life, and I can make songs that people could party to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It go both ways. You know.
Yeah. Would you, when you look back at everything at this point in your life, would you do anything differently?
Nah, I do everything the same.
Yeah.
I won't change it at all.
So how have you changed?
My fault. I just would have made 10 Band Brick a little bit earlier. That's it.
Right. We could have sped this up, right? We could have sped this up. When you look at when you first started as an artist and who you are today, how has that changed? How has that evolved?
I'm a little bit older now. Like I think different. You know, like I ain't too young. You know, I ain't old, but
right.
I ain't young minded. You know, like,
right.
Yeah. So
when can we expect Incarcerated?
What'd you say?
When can we expect Incarcerated?
Incarcerated coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Do you think? Yeah, man. I say by Thanksgiving, y'all have it.
All right. We're going to be waiting for it, too. Tell everybody where they can keep up with you on social media, your website. Where can we know what everything's going on with you?
And you can follow me on Instagram at OTD Big Don Bino. on Twitter at Bino Boss, man.
All right,
yeah, man. And I got a website, BigDonBino.com.
Yes.
And OnlyTheDons.com.
Okay. Tell us about your name real quick. Big Don Bino. What does that mean?
The Boss, the Big Don. Everybody know what a Don is.
Exactly.
You know, like the mob, you know.
Uh-huh.
I'm a Don, you know.
I heard that. Well, listen, man, I want to thank you so much.
I would kill her, he a killer. Keep monkey nuts like we gorillas. We ain't no misses, we some hitters. They going broke, we getting rich. Pull up with a stick and I hit it. I won't never ever leave a witness. Put my wrist in the pot and I whip it. The fish in the water like I'm going fish. These niggas they hot, tell it, tip it. I got that water, splash, dip it. Bust open the chicken, saran, brick. I'm serving that Bobby Brown with Adidas designer, brand. They sending my swag, splash, drip it. Turns off in the hard transition. I got the racks, bad men. I'm playing with pots, pains. My flip from Japan, Tan, Ricky, Mike Santan, Japan, Brick, F and blue tip, hang stick. I got the gas bag, smell it. I been Coca-Cola pellet. I got real niggas jelly. These niggas they broke, they lying. Well, these niggas they mouth rats. Tell somebody gon' need a paramedic. I see 30 Curry, Steph, this Draco kicking like it's Tekken. Niggas goose and geeking neck. We come, they run and leave and Steph. Can't leave the house without the weapon. I got Glocks and Smith and Wesson. I got ARs, Mac 11. These niggas broke, they bitches stressed. They going through a great depression. My Gucci guilty, red ass. Thank him, teach that boy a lesson. Cable, little nigga, chest. I'm a OTD rapper. I can't leave it on the dress. I'm a designer, dripper, dress. They drawing tips, they extra sketches. You got Molly, mine's better. I've been ducking alphabet. Pull up with a stick and I hit it. I won't never ever leave a witness. Put my wrist in the pot and I whip it. The fish in the water like I'm going fish. These niggas they hot, tell it, tip it. I got that water, splash, dip it. Bust open the chicken, saran, brick. I'm serving that Bobby Brown with Adidas designer, brand. They sending my swag, splash, dripping. Turns off in the hard transition. I got the racks, bad men. I'm playing with pots, pains, dish. My flip from Japan, Tan, Ricky, Mike Santan, Japan, Brick, F and blue tip, hang stick.
Into the sunlight, can't believe I had you going all night. A touch here, pulled hair, back it up, right there. Girl, you know you did some things to me slowly. Got me thinking I should call you my shorty. You the type that I could bring around the homies. Down for me, I ain't never gotta worry. Tease me, kiss me, squeeze me. Tell me that you miss me. Tell me you and I are meant to be forever, you and I T-Y. Cause I'm that guy. Love at first sight when you caught my eye. Never do I ever wanna make you cry. Baby, be mine and we'll fly so high, so high. It's the morning after.
I watched several movies over the weekend too, but I'll let you go first.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, did you watch Napoli Ever After?
I did. I did.
Okay, so we can discuss that.
Okay.
So the film is Napoli Ever After, which is now streaming on Netflix. It stars Sanaa Lathan, Lynn Whitfield, and Ricky Whittle. We just talked about Miss Sanaa in Hot Topics, and she was talking about the cattiness and the resentment and jealousy in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sanaa did something for this role which I thought was unique, and going against type of like lead actresses, they're not going to deface themselves as far as the beauty is concerned, but cutting your hair off is, I guess it's kind of one's opinion if that's defacing. You know, as India.Arie said, I am not my hair, so I'm going to be beautiful with or without. So with that being said, Sanaa's character cuts off her hair in the movie because she's dealing with some love misfortune. And because of her personality, her being so much of a perfectionist, it does lend to her personality as to why she cut her hair off. How did you feel the same way about it?
I did. I felt like her mother, who played by Lynn Whitfield, wanted her to, push her into being perfect all of her life. And so when things started, crumbling around her, remember, I think it was her boyfriend that was saying, I've never, we've been together 2 years, but I don't know you. It's like going on the first date for 2 years. She realized that she was being too perfect, and that's when she cut off her hair, representing kind of like a rebirth, you know what I mean? And of course, she had to go through ups and downs or whatever. I will say this, that Miss Parker were talking earlier today, and she doesn't like the movie. Mm-hmm. She doesn't like it.
Did you hear why she didn't like it?
She said that she doesn't think the acting is done well. She thinks the story is not really, I don't know, because she hasn't finished it. She said that she got to halfway through it. She's going to finish it, but she said that I guess in the world of wigs and weaves and whatnot, she didn't see the big deal. I don't know. I think she wasn't looking deep enough though into what cutting that hair off really meant for Sanaa Lathan. You know what I mean?
Right. And I can also say this about the film. I mean, it's definitely good for Netflix. If it was released in the theaters, I would probably have issues with it. But because it was a Netflix release, I think it's perfect. It's perfect for Netflix. It's perfect for just how I saw it anyway on a rainy, soggy Sunday in the house with the curtains drawn. It was perfect for that.
Right.
I do believe that this was a vehicle for Sanaa. Every now and then, an actress or actor needs to get out there and test their chops on a project that's solely theirs. And I do believe that she had production in this. She helped produce it.
Oh, okay.
And that's what actresses will do. Actors and actresses will do that. They will find a project that they love the script, and they'll go on and maybe put some financing to it to get it made some way, somehow, and it becomes a vehicle for them. A way to keep their name and their face going out there, and it's also an opportunity for them to test their chops.
Yeah.
And a lot of movie actors and actresses are now bringing stuff to the streaming world and to cable because it gives them room to exercise their artistry in different ways, as opposed to waiting around for the perfect movie role or the perfect movie. I love this. I love streaming's the best thing that ever happened to entertainment.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend seeing the movie. It's good for sitting at home watching a movie. It's good for that.
They said that Julia Roberts will have be on a show on Netflix coming up.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'll buy into it.
Yeah.
I love Julia Roberts, and I think that in her movie career, she has picked pretty solid projects.
Yeah.
So I trust her artistry. She's one of those actors that anything that she's going to touch, I'll probably pay attention to because her catalog of work over the years has been solid.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm here for it. Yeah. I love it. Do you watch Insecure?
I love Insecure. I love it. I watched last those episodes this morning. I love it.
Okay, so I so much love this last episode that I have to watch it again tonight.
It was good.
I have to watch it again tonight.
I was telling Miss Parker about it. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if anyone else out there is watching Insecure. If you are, you can please hit us up on the Stephen Knight Show or hit me up, absolutely Chike, and we can discuss it. Because I'm always tweeting out and saying stuff about the show and other shows that I'm watching on Netflix. If you're watching some shows or turn me on to something, I love to be turned on to new shows. So if you find something and you think,
let's discuss Insecure, because someone who listens to our show said y'all need to discuss Insecure. So what did you like about last night's episode?
To be totally honest, I think that she was totally honest about what it is that we go through when we are fresh into liking someone and it doesn't quite go the way we anticipated it going.
Yeah.
The paranoia that sets in. And I think the name of the episode was Obsessed Like.
Okay,
and
yeah.
You do obsess a little bit. You become obsessed with why. The why-isms is what I call it.
Mm-hmm.
So why aren't you calling? Why aren't you here with me? Why is this so difficult? And then you start looking at yourself, and then you expose all your own insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes with certain people, it drives you to insane behavior, which she exhibited in the show. Very funny.
Yes, that was hilarious. But and a true best friend to go through it with her, but then to let her know when to stop. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
But it is weird. The fact that she met this guy. The guy seemed to be great. He was adventurous, and they seemed to have some good chemistry. And then out of nowhere, he doesn't text her. He won't return her calls. He won't.
I hope that everyone's listening. This is what I guess. I'm guessing that I know his name is Nathan, but I'm calling him Nansford because that's the funny name that she gave him on the show. I think that Nansford is in jail or locked up because of the thing that happened in the lift with the other guy. And remember, the last episode, the lift police was calling her, trying to figure out what was going on. Yeah. And then they told her everything's okay. They talked to him, and then he disappears.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I don't know if that's what happened, because you watch they do a Q&A, or not Q&A, but they kind of do a recap at the end. Did you watch that?
Mm-hmm.
Remember he mentioned that could be where the guy is, and he looked at him like, whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but that would be a good thing, because you wonder, like, you meet someone great, and then.
But I had guessed that from before, but I went a little, because I write stories.
Exactly.
So it would be really intricate to touch on the fact that, remember, he mentioned that he came from Houston and he left everything there, even though he said he left because of a flood. It was really all of a sudden, and he came with whatever he had on his back. It's a little weird.
I'll tell you the scene I love when she was going through his Instagram. And he posted a picture of the woman. She said, I knew it. Who's this B? Oh, it's his mom. She goes, give her 50.
I love how the camera focuses in on mom. To show her neurotic behavior.
Right.
That is one of the best shows on television.
I love it. I've been watching, I finished it already. Atypical. Season 2 came out. I just happened to be on Netflix one day. And it came out. That show is so good. It is just so good. It's so good. It's called Atypical. It's about a family, and the son, who's the main character, he's autistic, and so it follows him in high school. He's at the point of graduation, and they're trying to figure out what's his next steps. He's really smart, but he's just awkward in a way, because of his disease or illness, and how to refer to it. But also his mother has had an affair on the dad, and the daughter told the dad. She's a daddy's girl, and so you see the mom is trying to make amends for her having an affair, but the dad's not really feeling her. Her daughter's not feeling her because she cheated on the dad. At first, they didn't even tell the son, but then the son found out. It's just crazy. But it's a lot of different things that goes on. He has this girl that he was dating. She's not autistic. But she's very smart. She's a perfectionist, and she's real prissy. And so she sees something in him from last season. They start dating, but high school dating.
Did he ever lose his virginity?
He didn't, but he did get a hand job by his girlfriend. But she broke up with him because she decided that they needed to pretty much have, they would still make out and stuff, but no holding hands in class, in the hallways and all that kind of stuff. So then he starts messing with this other girl. She finds out. She acts like she doesn't care. She does. But anyway, long story short, they have graduation, and she was valedictorian, so she's supposed to, do the speech to the class, and she tenses up, and she can't get out her seat. I can't do it. So he said, okay, I'll do it. And she was like, you're gonna do it? And he took the paper, went up there, and he read it, but he was reading it verbatim how she had written about when I first moved here as a young lady. And so it was just funny, but it was just touching. And he was saying, well, that doesn't really make sense. I'm not a woman. But, it was just really good. You have to watch this show. It's really good. And he told her, she said, you didn't have to do that. Why'd you do that? And he said, well, I think because I realized I'm in love with you. And he kind of walks off, and she looks like, but he's just so mad. He says exactly what's on his mind. You know what I mean? And so, it's such a great show. I watched it in 2 days, Atypical season 2. So check it out.
I know. I started watching the first season and I never finished, but it just compels me to go back and start watching.
It's good. It's so good. Anything else?
So many good shows.
It is.
But we could be here all day.
Right.
I'm just here to tell you, I am here for Venom next week. I don't care what else is happening, what else is going on.
Finally.
I will probably be at the theater on Thursday midnight.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling about it.
Wow. All right. Well, Chica, as always, thank you for letting us know what to watch and what not to. And have a great week, man.
Absolutely. You as well.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's Gary L. Gray, and you are listening to the Stephen.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Aaron Cosby, how's it going?
Bruh.
I don't know that one.
Falcons. What's up, man? What's up with the Falcons, man? I'm cutting to the chase. Cut all the age.
How's it going? Yeah.
Man, they cannot. Did you watch the game?
I didn't, but I heard they lost. Yeah, I heard they lost. Yeah.
It was. I mean, damn. I mean, come on. I mean, okay. I think what really gets me is the fact that it's their rival. It's the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints.
That's like the Redskins and the Cowboys. Like
right.
it's so of course all my friends who are Saints fans, that they had to call me, text me, say 28-3, all that stuff. So yeah. So the Falcons lost in overtime. Familiar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same way. So yeah. All right. Oh boy. Did you hear about the Patriots?
No. What happened with them?
They're on a 2-game losing streak, man.
What?
They lost 2 in a row. They lost again. Yes.
Why do you think they're losing?
I think that something's off with their energy. Like something's off.
Okay.
Something's off. Now, what they are known for though is being great second half teams. Like meaning like after their bye week is usually when it starts going for them.
Okay.
So, and what I mean by second half also is usually usually a bye week is usually a team's after that bye week is in essence the second half of their season. So
okay.
It's like, okay, whatever issues that we have,
they can address them and all that.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
During this bye week, and then let's go to work.
Right.
So yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they win the next 6 games in a row. Something like that.
They come back.
So yeah. I'm not believing that they're not a great team right now, but something is off. Something's definitely off, which is good. I wish that would have been off 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody. Yes, I'm still pissed about that damn 28-3.
You can't let it go.
Can't. It should not have happened.
Because it was so close.
Like,
yeah.
It shouldn't happen. Mm-hmm. Do you know who they lost to?
Who?
Last night.
Who they was to?
And when I tell you this, you're like, what? Like, rip? The Patriots lost to the Detroit Lions.
The Lions said, "Shit, don't get it twisted."
But hold on, it gets better. It wasn't even close. It wasn't like the Lions won by a last-second field goal or interception at the end of the game. No, they beat them. They whooped that.
Oh yeah, 26-10.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, damn. How you? So, okay. So anyway, all right, moving along.
Let me ask you a question because I always see a lot of people on social media always bashing the Cowboys. I know, the Cowboys one of those teams that you either love them or you hate them. But why do so many people? They have so many people that are just against the Cowboys.
I think part of it is that they've been deemed America's team.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that rubs people the wrong way. Like,
mm-hmm.
Why is it that you're considered America's team? Why isn't my team considered America's team?
Right.
On top of that, I think that people really don't like Jerry Jones.
Yep.
He rubs them
he does
the wrong way.
Yep.
Yeah, like he wants to be, well, not want to be. He is the owner, but he wants to be head coach, defensive coordinator,
mm-hmm.
offensive coordinator. Hell, if Jerry Jones could actually suit up and play on the field,
he'd be out there.
Jerry wants to be every year. Jerry wants to do everything. Like, he micromanages and he hires coaches. He's kind of like Trump in a way. Like, he hires head coaches that kind of kiss his butt, I guess.
Right.
That's the word. It's
mm-hmm.
that he hires
people that yes men.
Coaches.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And so that only goes so far, but for some reason he is really sticking it out with oh gosh, what's his name? With the current, I know his name, y'all. I know it. I forgot it, but anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. He's been sticking out with him now, gosh, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 5 or 6 years, if not longer, and they haven't been winning. So, but he's a yes guy.
Yeah.
So,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and also I think people just that Texas kind of,
mm-hmm.
you know what I'm trying to say.
And we love our Texas listeners.
I love my Texas crew, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Something about, especially with it's something. I think that it's the fans that are arrogant and just
Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
And they love their football in Texas. I was recently there.
Yeah.
They love their football, and they love their Cowboys.
That the high school football stadiums,
mm-hmm.
like 20,000 seat stadiums.
Yep.
Tiger Woods, man.
Gotta talk about Tiger. Yeah.
Tiger.
He's back.
Man.
He's back.
I'm so happy for
first win in 5 years. It's crazy.
He even looks younger. Like
he does. Yeah, he looked really good.
Tiger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, Tiger, because the last few years he's been
looking rough.
Rough. So whatever he's doing, keep doing it, Tiger. Like, you look amazing. You're playing great.
Yep.
I want to see him next year at the Masters winning it all. So you heard it here first. Tiger Woods, 2019 Masters champion.
Because he's 44 now, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in his 40s, definitely. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. But
well, good work, Tiger. Welcome back.
That was solid. Oh yeah. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back. Ravens. give my Ravens props. The Ravens won. Yes.
You love your Ravens.
The Redskins won also.
Okay.
Yeah. So my teams are winning, man.
They're winning. Except for the Falcons.
Georgia team, man, I don't know.
Falcons struggling. They're struggling.
Struggling a little bit. Let's see what else is going on. See, sports, man. Sports. See, I don't want to talk about all of the messy, like, drama stuff that's going on.
Right.
I want to talk about all of the great things that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, I also really want to. Okay, you know what? Just really quick. I'll just touch on this really quickly. Nike again. Colin Kaepernick. Like, Nike is just, they are making so much money.
They are.
People are buying.
Yep.
Nike merchandise like it is.
Did you see Jennifer Lewis at the
nothing? Oh yeah.
At the what was it
at the Emmys?
Emmys.
Right?
Yeah, she had a full Nike gear. But that was smart of them to, they took a risk, but it ended up working out for them. And I heard that I read that Kaepernick's attorneys think he might be close to getting a deal. Or getting signed. Have you heard about that?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
That's that. Yeah. Over the.
You know what I think? You know what I think? I think that it took this. Okay. I think that the tide is now shifted.
Yeah.
In this, and I think that people are now waking up to like, oh yeah, this really was.
Right.
It really was not about the military.
The military,
like,
and disrespecting them.
Like they're realizing it now, and even with the current occupant in the White House, I don't know if he's going to push it anymore, because I think now it kind of sounds like it sounds stupid.
Right.
Doing it now, like, okay, last year was cool, but I think now it's like, okay, you are really crazy. Like, like it becomes like old man telling the kids to get off my yard.
Exactly.
It looks like the nutty uncle. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So I think he might be chilling out with that. But that would be great, though. Maybe there's some teams out there who saw the whole thing with Nike.
Right. Oh, exactly.
We can make some money. We can get people to actually, cause I think people will start coming to the games or watching it on television more if Colin Kaepernick is on the team.
But
let's just be honest, he's better than a lot of these starting quarterbacks out here playing.
But I thought about as well. I thought about
I don't know how he is now, but
if he gets signed, the amount of pressure that's going to be on him to do well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there'll be a lot. You don't think there'll be a lot of pressure?
No, not at all.
I think there will be.
Why?
Just because it's been highlighted for so long that he wasn't on a team. They tried to say it was because he wasn't really all that good. You know what I mean? When really it wasn't. We know it was about the protest. And so him getting signed, I think it would be a lot of pressure for him to do well. Which I'm sure he will, but I'm just saying I think it'd be a lot of pressure. I think. But maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean, you're entitled to how you feel.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah.
I see it as, I don't think it'll be pressure. I think that, well, first off, I don't think that he's going to come in starting.
Right.
I don't think that he's going to come in as a starter. I think he's going to be a backup.
Yeah.
And if if the starter gets hurt or if the starter is playing so horribly that it's like, okay, we need to put him in, then they'll do that.
Yeah.
I think it'll be an ease kind of thing. Like, I don't, like, again, he's not going to be a starter.
Yeah.
So that will take away the pressure.
Mm-hmm. Which would, yeah, that definitely would.
Yeah. And also, I think that he doesn't want to. Hear me out. Colin Kaepernick is a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
He's fine.
And he made a lot of money with this Nike campaign,
That's
too.
what I mean. That too, but even prior to Nike,
right.
he invested well. He made millions. He's good.
Yeah.
He's good. He's good. But with Nike, he's making up a lot of money.
Yeah.
He's good. So yeah, him, if they had yo, come back, but you can't do X, Y, and Z, he'll be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
You all called me. I didn't call you.
Exactly.
Like, I'm good. So yeah, I don't think that he'll sell out his
I don't think so either. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. He'll not sell out. So yeah. So anyway, hey, if that's the case, Colin, it'll be good to have him back in the league. If not, he's doing bigger and
keep
better.
doing what you're doing. Yep.
Absolutely. Let's see. That's all I got, man, on sports. Like it's kind of like a chill kind of,
Yeah.
End of September type of thing. Yo, hold on, really quickly. I gotta give an early birthday shout out to my beautiful grandmother. Grandma will be 93 on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Years,
that's a blessing.
So,
happy birthday, Grandma.
I love you.
Yes,
I love you, and I will be seeing you this weekend. Yes, I will be down in Georgia. So, FYI.
Oh yeah. All right.
So, maybe. I don't know if you're gonna be in town or whatever.
I'll be here. You said this weekend?
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be here.
I'll be here. Okay, I'll let you know. Anyway, we can have this conversation off.
Right.
Off but anyway, all right. Yo, you can find me on the gram, Facebook, and Twitter, whatever. First name, last name. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I'm out.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, everyone, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds good, brother.
All right. Right back after this.
Where on the beat is too flexing. If you taste my banana, you not go. If you taste my banana, you not go. My baby banana, baby, you not go. My baby banana, baby, you not go. If you taste my banana, you not go. If you taste my banana, you not go. Lady, oh. She's my lady, my beautiful baby, oh. Oh, my lady, my African baby, oh. She's my lady, my fine sweetie, oh. See, I get the banana, a sweet banana. I get the banana, my big banana. You will like my banana, titi, sweetie banana. Oh, my baby, fun baby, oh. Oh my baby, my sweetie baby, oh yeah. Oh my baby, my fun baby, oh. So I say, I will give it to you, sucker, so. I say sucker, I will give it to you, my sucker, so. You will take it, sucker. If you taste my banana, you not go. If you taste my banana, you not go. My baby banana, baby, you not go. My baby banana, baby, you not go. Oh my jula, oh peje, oh pa me kalebio. Na jula ya ya ni na le pa me kalebio. You know that the mono na jula pa mo breje oh. Wa pa me kalebio. Wa ye mo dale ma oh. Ale nya se me na mo dale ma pa mo kalebio. Nyama le mo na mo dale ma pa me kalebio. Oh my baby, my African lady, oh. She's my lady, my beautiful baby, oh. Oh my lady, my African baby, oh. She's my lady, my fine sweetie, oh. Sweet baby. See I get the banana, if you taste my banana, you not go. My baby banana, baby, you not go. My baby banana, baby, you not go.
On the beat is too flexing.
All right, what's going on, y'all? This is Ricardo Grim haunting the airwaves right now. You listening to the Stephen Knight Show. Hey, don't go to sleep without saying your prayer.
Listen, that's our show. I want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Big shout out to Big Don Bino. Much success with his project Incarcerated. And listen, have a great week. Back next Monday. Good night.
Tonight is all eyes on me. Everything's gonna be alright.